Hey y'all, welcome back. Well, today's video is going to be on speed dip. I'm speed dipping my Duke 550s, my pros. So I have 25 traps here. I finally found my last trap. If you watched the video before this, was muriatic acid cleanup. And I am changing out my earth anchors and everything else and getting everything ready, checking all my stuff to make sure, put new springs on, a few of them, and make sure they're good. So y'all stay tuned. We're fixing to get right into mixing this speed dip. I got these 25 traps ready and we're gonna get them ready for season. Now, when I first started doing this, I was kind of confused on a few things, and I have done some of the logwood dye and different things, but I really like this speed dip, and I did my traps in brown years last year, and I really like the way they turned out. So this year, again, I'm using the speed dip, but in the black. Now, there ain't a whole lot of confusion here. All you're really gonna need is 1 quart of this and 1 gallon of Coleman gas. Coleman gas is not that expensive. You can pick up Walmart, Co-op, Rural King, wherever your local store is. So we're going to be mixing. We're actually going to do 2 parts to make sure we get them deep enough. 1 gallon and 1 speed dip will not quite cover a trap. I want these submerged, dipped, and back out. It might seem wasteful, but I want to do it right the first time so that I don't have to fight these traps. I want these traps to air out for 2 weeks to a month. Deer season runs through January 7th. Today is the 23rd of December. And I would really like to be trapping before that last juvenile. I'm starting to see a lot of couple coyotes. I know it's a little early. It's usually January to March for Tennessee, but I've seen a lot on my camera I'll put right here of 2 coyotes at a time. And I'm pretty sure that's a male and a female. So when I do double sets, last year I caught 2 different sets with a female and then a male not far down the line. So going to try to break my record of 12 from last year. That was my first year. I can't believe I caught that many coyotes, but it really helped our turkey population. I could not believe it. I'll put a video here of just what come through tonight. We hardly had no turkeys. We had a flock of about 60 hens 3 years ago, and they got down to about 20, and that was it. That's all we were seeing was that one group. And in 1 year of trapping raccoons, possums, and coyotes, just catching predators and nest predators, you can see in the video, most of those poults are up big enough that they look like normal hens, but we had clutches of just babies that I couldn't believe. Also, catching the coyotes, I could not believe how much our deer population growed. Last year, we only had, and you can go back to deer season 2022, and you will hear me complaining about just seeing a couple does with fawns. That was it. There wasn't that many that had fawns. This year, if you back up in deer season 2023, at one time, there's 19 does in our food plot, and most of them are this year's babies. So, this year's fawns, and I can't wait. This really helps. Don't let anybody tell you that it don't help. If you can catch females, you're helping. So anyway, let's get to mixing this. That's enough talking, and I'm going to show you how to mix this up and get it right. Start this speed dip. I actually got this from Trap Shed. Really happy with them. They helped me out a lot last year. That's where I ordered most of my stuff. I really like that company. I've ordered some stuff from Murray's, and I'm sure there's some other places out there that I could get it from, but you do want to be doing this in the summer. I did not do it in the summer, so I'm kind of behind the ball. You got these little safety clips, look like this, that you got to pull off. There's 3 of them per lid. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ready. Work my lid off. Screwdriver works just fine. It's one of my favorite screwdrivers. I can get all my cans open. This is good about pulling the hide off of birds when I'm caping deer. So, as you can see, we're using black. And then, we'll go ahead and prep this. Get this open. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this dip in there. I'm going to pour the dip in first and then put the gas in. and then I'm going to stir it up. But we're going to be doing 2 gallon and 2 pints, or see, I think this is pint. No, I'm sorry, it's quart. So we're gonna do a quart to a gallon of unleaded gas, but I prefer the Coleman gas. So we're gonna drop it in this bucket and get ready. And get this out. We'll pour this in first. Stuff's pretty thick, it's almost like paint. And you'll probably want to put a little bit in here, a little bit of gas in here to break this down and get the rest of this out. So we're going to pull put the majority of this in. So I won't bore you with pouring the rest of this in. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So I've got 2 gallon in there and 2 things that you want to stir it up real good. Mix it up. I'd stir it for at least 3 or 4 minutes. Make sure that you got a good even mixture. We're going to pair it up here. I do advise that you wear gloves when you go to after this mixture, that you do go and put on gloves for the rest of the process. If you got good clothes on, you might ought to go change, because this stuff will stain. It won't come out. So we're going to carry this out to the board that I have screws in, that I'm going to hang these tracks on and let them air out for a couple weeks. So I'll get this stirred up the rest of the way, and we'll move outside and start the dipping process. So I've got my Duke 550 here, and I'm probably going to catch some slack for this, but I usually do not go all the way down to my earth anchor, just a little bit past it. So a lot of people go all the way in, and I don't wax my traps either here in Tennessee. I didn't hurt me any last year. I don't think it will this year. So here we go. And I always like to put it in there and pull it up, put it back in. Now all these traps doesn't have the tags, the swivels, the chains, earth anchors, everything's ready to go. So that should be good. I'll pull it out, let it drain. Just like that. And we'll bring it over here and put it on my hook. Just like that. Let it hang there and dry. So I won't bother you while I do all these that's here, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Like I was stating earlier, wear old clothes if you're gonna do this. Do this in a well-ventilated area. I do them outside. I mixed it inside, but brought them outside. You wanna wear glasses, gloves, old clothes. I like to go to the dollar store and get those, they're kind of like dishwashing gloves or whatever. They come up to your arms, you don't get that stain all over you. I like to wear them too when I'm doing the muriatic acid wash. But anyway, that's 24 Duke 550s ready to roll. I've got my spring kits on most of them. I'm gonna go through after they dry for a week or two, go back on, make sure every one of my tags are legible, and ones that don't have eligible tags or legible tags, I have them in there. I'll finish tagging them up, and should be good to go. Hopefully we'll get some coyotes off all of them. And I do recommend that you get you some sawhorses, a board, something that you can keep them off the ground where you don't have rocks and stuff sticking to them or grass. I usually just get me an old 2x4 and run me some Phillips head screws in it, whatever, sheetrock screws or whatever. And then to dispose of the stuff, I've got a burn barrel. I pour it all in there and put some stuff with it and burn it off. So it's gone. So anyway, this is my step 2. Step 3 will be double checking everything, making sure I put new J hooks and new earth anchors on most of these. Some of them are good from last year when they got put in the ground. But my plan this year, I only put 13 traps out at a time. My plan this year is to do all 24 of these and set every one of them out. So anyway, I hope this video helps you. I'll put the description and a link below of the speed dipping stuff. There's a lot of places you can check around. You can get this stuff off Amazon, which will be my affiliates link I put in the bottom. I'll put the J hooks in the bottom. I'll put traps if they're on there. I don't think they are, but I'll put as much information about what I've got right here that you can buy on Amazon. I do highly recommend Trap Shed in Marietta, Georgia. You get reward points for every dollar you get a point. You can use that towards your stuff the next year or whenever you want to. $20, $30, $4, whatever. But anyway, I hope you got some use out of this video. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe and like. And as always, God bless. We'll see you on the next video. Looking forward to doing some trapping. See you.